Look straight at me a minute. See how ugly you are. Actually, give us a smile. Just let me get back here, because I'll get back far enough from that to get the edge of that door in and realise how thick the door is. Don't stand over there. Don't have to turn. You don't need to turn all the way, just to... See what I mean? Just to...
Whoa.
Trouble is, I don't know how interesting you can make a bloody generator.
It's not then. That's finished.
Can we stop?
It ain't. Use it. Give it more light. Okay.
No. So walk down here. There's not a lot to do. Don't really want to bother opening that door, do we? It's just the door to the outside.
I need to give a nice shot of the back entrance.
All right, go on.
We're going to
Couldn't get.
As long as you've got.
I'm hoping
We'll do it.
we'll do that. Bought it off the internet.
If not, I'll slap my worm.
I don't know what it can see behind there, but well, that's about the best I can do for it. So there's not really a lot to show there. Swing it round. Can't get in there, so.
Did we lock the generator up again?
No, we haven't yet. And down there, and I'll walk it down the end of the passage and wait for there.
I'll dog down the back.
Okay. Well, that was the gents, and now we have a look in as the ladies. As usual, now you get the short end of the straw, you only get 3 places. That's the passage from the other end, the big fire exit door. And the set red light there is the sensor that keeps coming on and off.
Sorry, Jim.
That's alright. Just walking it backwards. Around here we have the kitchen. Small. For the amount of people that was in theory going to be in here, this is an extremely small kitchen. But they reckon they can work wonders in small places if you've got a person who's been taught properly. At the moment we've got a block garbage disposal unit that won't work and the council's not prepared to repair. Basic electric cooker, an old basic microwave, fridge, and cupboards are full of usual assortment of plates, cups, knives, forks, etc, etc. This was supposed to be the conference room, also doubling up as a dormitory.
Doesn't work, Jim, unfortunately.
Yeah.
And it was supposed to, I believe, taking 20 people for each dormitory on a hot, on a hot bed principle.
Yeah.
20 bucks.
Yeah. As I say, the air conditioning that you see that was down the other end runs all the way through to here. These vents It doesn't really show much in here, not very well, but at least we had a little bit. The room, similar. Council's used it as a rubbish dump for their old furniture, going mildewy, because they don't leave the heating system and the extractor system set up properly.
Did you get the water recycling?
Yeah. Water recycling was held up here on the top of the passage, on the overhead. Follow all the way through, and it went, in theory, from one tank to the other, purifying as it went. Main hall. Right up. Yeah. We had the artesian well here to start with its pump. The idea being that it would pump the water out of the well, and they would be able to use this. By the time it got to there, I would have thought it had been heavily contaminated. But yeah, this was the ground floor, which used to be the old operations control. They never did put the floor up level with the rest. They just left it as it was. During the wartime, this would have had major plotting tables and pieces all around, ready for them to be passed around. And as I say, it's a fairly large, hollow sounding expanse. When the tables and benches and quite a crowd of people, we've had meetings in here with 60 people attending. At the back of the hall, starting on the left, we've got 4 rooms. At this moment in time, they're used for different purposes. The one on the far left is basically a leftover office, which doesn't belong to anybody and nobody really uses. The centre office, where Bob and that is, used to be used for the controller. The room next door to it was the computer room for Raynet, and the end room is the radio room for Raynet. The rooms are pretty much the same, just show you the one, desk, nothing special. As I say, now falling into disuse. This room's the Raynet room, and on the radio we have Mike operating one of the radios supplied by the council. We have another radio beside it which belongs to me personally, but we brought down here to try some experiments on radio tonight. Various bits and pieces of literature for Raynet, the aerial controller box, the mast controller box, a map of the theoretical area, and some various bits and pieces that we have around here. And a visitor. Would you like to introduce yourself?
Hi, I'm Paul.
Right, hello Paul. Right. Security room, which was also used partly as the council radio room. All the rooms have these sort of windows. Usually they open. This one doesn't. That is the old radio system for the council. It's not used anymore, but I mean it's being used as a dump now by the council. Right, is it?
Yeah.
Right.
Is that why we still got film?
Yes. Oh, it's a new film in, so it's got 90 minutes.
Oh, right.
Yeah.
So you said I'm happy about your batteries.
Yeah.
Right,
Yeah.
plant room.
You know this, you do the explanation please.
Right, this is the plant room.
Yeah.
Filtration. We have a hatchway here, which at the moment is vented to the outside world. In war conditions, this will be shut, locked down, and fluid will then go on recycle. Imagine how important it was, is that everything in this part, as you can hear the sounds that hopefully this system is still running, maintaining the building, but we could actually switch conditions off and then you cranked by hand. Notice the handle is big enough for 2 people, because this gets tiring if you've got to do it
Very
24
quickly.
hours a day.
Yeah.
If you look, there's a red sight glass in here, and you crank just fast enough to keep the red bead level with the sight glass. Can you see that, Jim? It might be a
Well,
bit
I've
too
tried
small.
it. I don't know if this will... Hang on, I'll just try and zoom in on it. totally lost it on the zoom.
Okay.
Hang on, let's try again. Yeah.
Got it? Okay, below you can see the filters. These were changed regularly.
Back out.
James,
Yeah.
don't come take this over for a minute. Try something a bit smaller, you can see what sort of effort is actually required. Go slower.
What is this?
This is the air, you're running the air conditioning at the moment. You're on manual. And you can see here our standard heating system with season selection, etc., plant control and ventilation.
Yeah.
This incidentally all ran off electric storage batteries.
Yeah.
A very unusual way of doing heating. And we had a backup air conditioning system here, so that if we had a failure of one fan, we could lock in.
And use the second one. You don't need to use anything.
That's it, room. This one I seem to remember is the main one rather than the backup. It takes considerably more effort.
Yeah. It's got a larger impeller.
Yeah, let's spin look.
Does he really want to short on the wall tree?
Yeah.
Yeah. What the hell? Right, leave it now.
Just leave it. Okay.
Yeah.
Put it on. That's it.
Let's spin up the knob.
Gear we don't want.
Yeah.
We're using.
Right. Okay, I've got to stay a few feet back from you to get a picture of it at all. But if you could if you could stay that in and bring the torch just to flick over the stuff here, I'll try and follow you down, and I'll zoom it down there. That'll be the easy way.
Okay.
That way, yeah. This is really some old equipment that was donated to us. Some of it is of interest to some people, a lot of it's just so much junk. But everybody's junk is another man's little bit of treasure. Mainly this is an external blast wall this is up against.
The idea was it collapsed.
You know,
Oh,
Right.
around the end,
right.
This is the air intake that we saw the red door sealing off.
yeah,
And the top here is
the mortuary.
the wall tree. Started off as a dovecot. The idea was that you release doves at reasonable intervals, and when you got one back like Noah, it was reasonably
Safe.
In the meantime, if you had anybody who died, that's where you put them. I could try and open it, Jim. I don't know how heavy it's going to be. I personally wouldn't have wanted to try and get a body in here, but there you go.
Yeah.
Hang on a minute, will you?
He's working hard.
There you go.
Yeah. I don't know how well it's going to see it. I don't know if it can even see it. No, it can't get a thing.
Okay,
The camera would have to come up to you, and you'd have to hold the camera, and
well, I don't know, that might work. No, I think we'll leave it. It's not that important. It's just a concrete box, really.
yeah. What
Notice that the bodies were the other side
of
of the
the
glass doors, etc. Nobody really wanted too much about
might as well
their
leave
health.
yeah. As I say, the whole idea of this was to have the doors collapse on, have the walls collapse inwards. Right, look.
You'll dig your way out. And last,
Yeah. Yeah, the mast here doesn't look a lot, but
look up and see where it went.
when you can see where it went, and we're zooming right up to the very top, you can see we lose focus there, but that was not, there's 90 foot of that, and you can see how up you're outside. There you go.
Down here we have more glass corridors, and we follow this at the end. We'll find the air intakes for the diesel engines.
Find the doors.
Go away, I'll give it.
Right. As I say, an extension of the glass wall. Been used again as storage, a polite euphemism for dumping rubbish. Here, around here, is the secondary water containers.
It's all empty, we'll fill that
All empty, and supposed to be filled up if anything was going to happen. They've only been here for 20 odd years. Right. And again, a bit more junk. Well, those museum people want to come down, take what they want and go away with it in a van, we're more than happy.
So I'll get in contact with them.
Yeah.
They've got some lovely gear. You have to go up there, Jimmy. It's well worth it. The control room is just as they abandoned it when they shut down.
Yeah. Through here.
We've now run out of lights. It's very much there's a bit echoey in here. As we come through this door here, which hopefully don't look at it indeed.
Aha. No, we didn't. Thank you. Give them a quick look.
And here is the intake of diesel. As you can see, it's fairly large.
Because it consumes a lot of air.
That's right.
Yeah.
Very chunky
This
diesel.
door leads to a little chamber.
Outside.
Outside chamber. Which,
It's the diesel exhaust. Nicely baffled.
yeah.
You can see it exits out.
Yeah. And all caged in at the top so nobody can get in here.
That's right, fairly substantial.
Yeah. The idea of this door is to supply circulation of air around the inside. Well, when I switch it on, right, come to the doorway, it will start.
You know that, Jim?
Hey?
There's another one in the housing estate about half.
Oh yeah. Right, we're running. Hospital block.
World War II, probably not being used since in any real way, shape or form. Not in exactly pristine condition. The original plot was that when they built the control head here, they would have made this into the accommodation block and joined the two together. As you can
Subterranean tunnel.
see, it never happened.
There was an acute outbreak of peace.
Another toilet block.
Yeah. Small room, probably a nurse's office. Yeah. That's toilet block. And another little room here, but we can't get into, just a cupboard. Right.
Just don't touch anything, James, until we see.
Yeah.
Another toilet. Evidence of where the system was.
Yeah. Probably an officer's toilet because it's single seater.
Oh, manufacturer machines. Good God.
Yeah.
This is where we take the gear, Jim.
Aha.
Jelly fruit, things like this, this would have been stuff. Hey, look at this. Oh, there it is, you can tell me. And a bomb.
Oh, is it? Oh.
Hang on.
You know, bomb. Training round. Training round for one of the jets.
Oh, it's a gold.
Eh?
It's a gold one. It's a gold one. It's a gold
Yeah.
one.
Engine cover, probably for some sort of jet engine. Probably the Vampire was sold a bit old engine from. More covers the same.
Yeah.
It's an aircraft storage. I have no idea what aircraft it is.
It's a gold one.
That's too big for a Vampire. These are doors, aircraft doors.
Yeah.
Right.
Like that from there.
Oh, he's probably bringing that other guy over. Right, when we're on the way out, James,
Yeah.
on the way out, carry that, will you?
What, the practice round?
Yeah, we might need it for another occasion.
Another occasion?
Yes.
Do as you're told.
Okay. Make me carry it just in case it's live. I'm not really like
We know it's dud, because...
Oh, that is.
Tell you what, that's an old picture. That's an actual painting. No, you know that.
Part of the conditioning unit, I think.
History of the RAF nuclear pilot
But
thank God it hasn't fallen out. Bits of, oh my, crushed away. What is that?
That's cleaning fluid.
Oh. You know what it looks
Sort
like?
of an early version Amway.
It looks like model aircraft fuel, doesn't it? Sort of.
I know what they are, Jim. They're cameras.
Yeah?
Yeah, they're aircraft cameras.
What, them over there?
Yeah, for
I thought they were
reconnaissance.
I thought they
Reconnaissance cameras, yeah.
were- You sure? I thought they were rocket
Look,
launchers.
there's a flight engineer seat.
Shit. Dad, can you have a look at this? This is a warhead balancing on top of this, and I'm not kidding, honestly, it is. It's on top of a armour piece and show. I wouldn't go knocking around with it.
He's right, you know.
Oh,
But you don't know if it's an inert one or not because it's so corroded.
Well, I'm going to put that down, Jim.
that's what I was worried about. It hasn't got...
I tell you what, you want to get a couple of days off school, find it in the school field.
It's nice pictures in there.
Get you a couple of days off.
And Victor. Floor maintenance equipment.
Yeah.
Well, they're aircraft bits.
No, that is floor maintenance, it's a floor polisher.
Yeah.
Why is it still reading it from the wall?
Hello, do you want to see what this sign is?
Is this one back?
Right, the film
Airfield. Restoration.
Flight Museum.
Right, so it's look.
Part of the museum.
Now that are aircraft wings.
Yeah.
These are original. Don't get
I
wrong.
reckon these.
A Spitfire or Hurricane.
No.
They're Hurricane.
No, they're not. They're wrong shape.
Chipmunk, something like that, I suppose.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Or an Aster.
Or a
Yeah, Ulster.
Oster, that's it.
or a Blenny.
No, not a Blenheim. Not long enough for a Blenheim and there's no engine mountings.
Oh yeah.
Forward lower, that means they could be off one of the Avro twin biplanes.
Dad, there was a railway in here. Do you know that? There was some sort of track system in there, unless that's just the working bit.
No, I don't know that would have been. It wouldn't have been that one.
No, this is all the hospital block. You wouldn't-
Sluices.
Look, it's even got the mechanism for the
Yeah.
lifting the flags. Wow.
Let's put it this way, they'd be of interest to a museum. A real museum.